Hello and welcome to Data Unity. In this video I will show how you can use the Power Automate visual in Power BI to enable a write-back scenario with excellent Sharepoint. Very easy example which you can reperform without any business licensing or external add-ins. Let's look into Power BI. In this report I have some tasks and some of them are already done and some are not, and in some tasks we are missing the end date, and for me it's now the scenario is not only to find the tasks with missing end date but also to solve them and to set the actual date of the report. There is the end date. You can do it with the new Power Automate visual for Power BI. If I show it in the report, I need to add some data, and the cool thing about it that you can also add measures and they will be passed through to the flow I will use afterwards. Here I can use a measure of the chosen task name, and I also want the current date you see here, so I also add this measure. When I have added the data, I can go and edit this flow, and then you will see the editor for Power Automate in Power BI. There are also already templates for update an Excel table, and this is something I use in this use case because my tasks are here in an Excel table. This Excel table is in Sharepoint, so I can control it and I can take the data from it. So I have chosen this template, but you also can create a new flow. I will show my prepared flow. The configuration is very easy, so the start is just a click in Power BI, and then you update a row in Excel. Here this is just where the Excel file is stored in Sharepoint, the first table that you use, and then you have to address a special column which is the key of this table. In this case it is the name, and here I pass through the measure, for example the value of the measure when I use cross filtering, so I can address only one line in this table. And here I want to put in a date. I also address a certain column. This is not much, and when I activate this flow it will be usable. When I go back to report, I have the button now. You also have some formatting options. They are not as great as in other visuals so far, but it's in preview mode. Here I have my prepared site with the same logic in the button and some text, because I cannot really add dynamic text here or tooltip. I just use the separate measure text which reacts to my cross filter. So when I choose the task number 8, it just says me, okay, now you can click the button, but the button still remains the same. So you can activate this right from Power BI desktop, but it makes much more sense, of course, to do it after publishing the report. Here I have the same report page, and when I cross-filter my task and then I click the button and the flow is already running, I can follow along in the Excel file. This was quite fast. I can see in Sharepoint, updated a few seconds ago, and just to push my refresh back to the report, because you see it's still empty, so I click something and then nothing happens. It's not so good for the user, but you can add another flow to solve this problem, because here I have a flow which is triggered when a file in Sharepoint is edited, and this is also a quite easy flow. It just says when a file on the data Unity page is edited, like here, for example this one, this is this Excel file, then you should refresh a Power BI dataset, and I address the workspace and the dataset. So very easy. I don't even address the document, only the folder in SharePoint. This is what I can do without a business license, but I can create as many folders as I want, I think. So this is no problem. Quite easy flow, and this triggers the refreshing of my dataset. And when I go back to my report and refresh the view here, then I see we now have the date set, the statistics have changed, and yeah, now we have a real write-back scenario from Power BI to Excel and back again. Yeah, you have to refresh manually here because SharePoint is a data source in import mode, but it's very close to real interactivity without any third-party components and without expensive licensing. Yeah, I hope you like this scenario with like to start something from Power BI and push the changes back to Power BI. I think it's a real great update to integrate action more into dashboarding. I hope you liked the video and maybe meet again.